darlings, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ada Freeman. If you're coming to my channel for the first time, I would love you to hit on my subscribe button. Don't forget to subscribe. Welcome back, my darlings. Well, for those of you that are coming to my channel for the first time, seeing my face for the first time, I'm a Nigerian YouTuber making videos from Benin City. And today at Let's Talk, we need to talk today. I had to introduce you guys to my writing pad. Inside this writing pad are over 100 videos I'm supposed to make this. I don't know if you guys can see. These are over 100 videos written inside this book to be made this year. I just pray that God help me actualize this dream. And if you have been in my other channel, you find out that I've made over 200 videos on that channel. Those some are missing recently because of some YouTube policies. I have to let them go. Yeah, so I pray God help me actualize this dream, because I really want to make every films, every video, every idea I've written down here happen on this channel. Thank you so much. Well, today, for those of you that are bored during this lockdown, you feel like you don't know what to do, I want you to join the crew. I want you to seal this film. And well, for those of you that have seen a whole lot of film, I feel like, I've seen all these films. I need a new interesting films. Here are seasonal films you need to see. Those films comes in series, season 1, 2, 3, and so on. Some of these films are still going on, they're still producing it, and while some are done, I'm going to be listing those films for you. You need to go and see it. Interesting. When I say interesting, it is actually interesting. Like I said, this is not selection, these are seasonal things, and I'm not actually placing them in no accord. Like, I'm not saying this one is sweeter than this, 1, 2, 3. No, I'm just giving you a list of things you need to see. But yeah, there's a particular one I really need you to see. Well, I'm going to be starting from number one. Number one is Empire, Cookie and Lucius, Andrew Hakim and Jumo. You need to go and see that film. It's a musical film. It's all about fighting for your empire. It's all about love and family and music. The theme of this film is love, family and music. You really need to go and see this film. It's quite interesting. And yes, they concluded their production recently. Cookie came on Instagram to announce it, that they have reached their 100th episode and they are going to say farewell to the production of Empire. It is an interesting film that you must see. If you love family, if you love the story of love, if you love the story of fighting for what is yours to retain it, then you need to see this film. If you love music, if you love your lover of music, see Empire. Number 2 is Power, super interesting film. If you're one of the people that like street hustling, you like to watch films about Mexican baron, drug barons, go and see. It is about everything happening on the street, making money on the street, the bad and the ugly things that happen on the street, the betrayal, the love, the family, everything tied together, the confusion. Very interesting film. There was this time that people were comparing Empire and Power, which is more interesting. Empire is a very interesting film. It's on a different platform and on a different theme. Power is also on a different theme. Well, Power is still an ongoing production. It's still going on. I think they're still in the season 5, so you can continue. You can watch from season 1 to season 5 and keep following them on their production. Now, number 3 on the line is The Last Kingdom. Oh my God! If you're somebody that loves epic film, go and see The Last Kingdom. Super interesting. It's a story that told about how England came to be, the formation of England, the battle that we won. If you're an English student, you remember the origin of England. When we are studying English, you remember how they talk about the Jutes, the Wexelsans and the Jutes and the Kents. Very interesting. If you like epic film like The Gladiator, like Merlin, war film, go and see The Last Kingdom. That film actually got me glued to my screen. And the intro is what is so interesting. When the actor, the chief character will say, "My name is Uhtred of Birmingham." My friend know how to say it very well. Super interesting. Even if you don't like films, go and see The Last Kingdom. It tells the story of England, how England came to be. If you want to understand London, England, British, Scotland, all these surrounding countries, go and see this film. Super interesting. Number 4 on my list is Game of Thrones. Like, if you've not seen Game of Thrones, which film have you been seeing? The film that made the whole world to, there was like hours of silence on the final production. The day they did their final production, the whole world was silent. People were running home. I remember vividly. Game of Thrones. Please, it's a final production. They have acted the last scene, the finally season. Please go and see the film. It's super interesting. It's about fights. It's about war, trying to obtain who is the biggest in the kingdom, who is going to take the throne. It's about love, it's about betrayal, it's about everything you can think about. It's about supernaturals and powers. Very interesting film. It's also an epic film. I would love you to see that film. I would love you to see Game of Thrones. Like, ask somebody who have seen it, how is Game of Thrones? They're going to tell you what it looks like. Super interesting. Game of Thrones was like Merlin of today. If you guys was during the period of Merlin, you know how people were rushing in to watch Merlin. This is what Game of Thrones is like. Like, it's even better than Merlin, if you ask me to say. Please go and see Game of Thrones. Okay, number 5 on my list is Greenleaf. Now, I have to say, if you are somebody that does not like when the name of the Lord is stressed, or when churches are stressed, please don't see this film, because you are going to be so angry. And if your faith is not that strong in the Lord, I would not like you to see this film, because you end up not going to church. The theme of this film actually depicts on family, religion, things happening behind closed doors in church. It brings out the contemporary churches of today and what is happening in it, the secrets. Oh my God, the secret, the abominables happening. And yet these people climb altar to bless people, to tell them you are blessed, just to collect money from them. You need to see this film. If you have seen this other film, Saints and Sinners, it's another American production. If you have seen this film and you love Saints and Sinners, you would definitely love this film. Super interesting. The executive producer is Oprah Winfrey, and you know that anything Oprah touches, and Tyler Perry and Oprah touches, is just a go-go for me. These people have good storyline, so I would like you to see Greenleaf. But like I said, if you don't like churches being stressed, don't see it. And if your faith is not that strong, don't see it, because you either hate the film or you end up not going to church. That is how religional and satirizes this film is. I want to, but if otherwise, go ahead and see this film, because it's super interesting. You're going to be exposed. Let's go to the light of the truth. The Bible says that we shall know the truth, and the truth shall set us free. What is in that film is actually what is happening in today's churches. Come to Nigerian churches and see the hell what is happening. I don't talk about church on my channel. Like my second channel, for those of you that don't know, I have a second channel. I don't talk about churches there. I do a lot of gist and news. I just decided to exempt myself from there. But then things are happening in the church. You need to see this film. Believe me, you need to see this film. Number 6 is Rain. Rain, very interesting film. The setting is in Europe. It tells a story about how European countries will actually fighting to retain their territory. And if you're a feminist, I would love you to see this film, because it tells a story of a young lady who fell in love with a prince, but doesn't like the family of the prince. Now the prince is late, she becomes the queen, and she has to be an ally between her country that is fighting with the country she's married to. If you're someone that likes history, you will love this film, because it's super interesting, and it has some physical historical events and settings that are being mentioned and called, and happenings in the past. So interesting, like so interested. I would love you to see Rain. Number 7 is a Korean film. If you know me very well, I'm somebody that don't like Korean film. Like, I don't watch them. It's not like that bad. I end up not watching them, but then I get caught up in this film called Legend of a Blue Sea. Accidentally, I found this film and I couldn't let go of it. I had to buy the whole season. I have to watch it. Very interesting film. I need you to go and see Legend of a Blue Sea. It's a final production. It's a finished production from season 1 to season 6. Super interesting. A story that depicts about when a mermaid fell in love with a homeboy, with a handsome young man. Well, this film keeps bringing the past to the present to explain it more. The flashback explains the future, and it's super interesting. Especially it's funny, the humor and all the activities surrounding this film. It's a story about love anyways, but very interesting love story. I would love you to also see it. Like I say, I don't love Korean films. When my mates were loving Boys Before Flowers, a whole lot of Korean films, I didn't see all those films, but this is the first time I fell in love with a seasonal Korean film. Like, it's super interesting. I would love you to see it. Number 8 on my list is Client List. Another interesting film is a Latin American film that tells a story about a woman who was abandoned by her husband. She had to take care of her 2 kids and also to pay off the mortgage that they owe. Now she has to do everything to survive, right? Now she started working in this spa that she didn't know what was happening in the spa. It's not an ordinary spa. A lot of things go beyond the spa. They have things they do behind closed doors, and she got herself entangled into this business, into this mess. Now as time goes on, she found out that her husband's younger brother is in love with her, and she fell back in love with the younger brother. Now how is he going to tell her family and this man that is loving her right now that this is the business she do? Before the film ends, as the season 2 ends, you find out that the husband shows back comes back from nowhere, and now how is he going to tell the husband that she's in love with the younger brother? It's a very interesting film. You need to see the hustle. Like it tells more of single mothers and a whole lot of things. Super interesting. It's love, it's family, it's single mother, it's business, it's hustle. I would love you to see that film. Number 9 on my list is Vampire's Diary. I know most of you are going to shout, oh my god, I've seen Vampire's Diary. Fine and good. If you've seen Vampire's Diary, have you seen the 2nd chapter and the 3rd chapter? The 2nd chapter, please try to see it. It's called The Originals. Super interesting, the continuation of Vampire's Diary. And if you've seen the original, please try to see the last chapter, which is the 3rd chapter, The Legacy. The Legacy is still in production. Vampire's Diary is done. Originals are done with their production. The Legacy is the final production, I guess. So Vampire's Diary tells the story of 2 vampire brothers who are in love with a normal girl. 2 of them, Devon and Stephen. And the original is like a flashback telling the story about the forefathers of these vampires, how they came into the city. It's about family and fighting for that city. Then to the original is about the warlock that was giving birth, how she tries to carry on with the legacy. Super interesting. Like I say, if you like supernatural, this is the best version of vampires film I've seen so far. Go and see it. It's so interesting. If you have seen Vampire, please continue with the originals. If you've seen originals and you like it, also watch The Legacy. Super interesting. Number 10 on my list is Money Heist. Guys, I need you guys to go and see this film. Like I told you before, I'm not listing these films in any accord, but I really specifically I want you to just see this film. It's super interesting. Money Heist is one film that glued me like this to the television. I was just so tense throughout the film. The film is set in Spain. The language is Spanish, and this film actually made me fall in love more with a song I know far back that is called Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, 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 because that is the thematic song in the film. Super interesting. It tells the story of this group of gang that went to print their own money in the money house. They went there to rob, and they begin to print their own money. They hold everybody they see inside there as hostage. Very interesting film. Like, oh my god, super smart. Their gang leader is called the Professor. Oh my god, the guy is so smart, so smart. Are they going to make it? Do you think they're going to make it? Going into money house to print your own money. Like, how much do you think you can print? Oh my god. Like, when I was watching this film, I felt like some people can invite me to their gang. Let's go and find a way to make our own money, because the film was super interesting. But the film does not depart. It's not the theme of this film is not just about stealing. It's not about theft or anything. It's about revolution. The people are angry. They are disappointed by the government, so they have decided to take the law by their hands. It's about the film has a whole lot of thematic preoccupation that you look into. It's about family, it's about betrayal, it's about love, it's about friendship, it's about revolution. Like, the writer is so intelligent. It's so intelligent. I wanted to see that film. Like, please, I'm begging you, go and see Money Heist. If you have been online lately, you'll find out that this film has been causing commotion on some platform, Facebook and Instagram. Especially if you're in some group, people keep comparing this film to some great Hollywood films, and believe me, this film is super interesting. It is, though the language is Spanish, but it is translated in English. You will understand it, you will love it. Like, you'll be glued to see this film. Go and see Money Heist. It's still in production. They just finished their season 4 and they're still producing it. Go, you can quickly start from season 1, 2, 3, 4 and follow up. It's super interesting. With this, I'm going to be signing out today. I love you all. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay strong, and please keep practicing social distancing. I have to make this video again because the first one I made in the morning, the audio wasn't actually syncing with the video, and I have to repeat it again. This is actually 12 midnight and I'm still repeating this film. Please share this film with your loved ones. Don't be bored during this lockdown. See these films and you will come back to thank me. Bye.